Have you ever wondered what the real difference is between people who succeed and those who, well, don't? Is it just raw talent? Some super high IQ? The source for this explainer says it's something way simpler, and honestly, a lot more powerful. It all comes down to a single belief you hold about yourself, and we can figure it out by starting with just one question. No, really, think about it. One of those days where everything just goes wrong. The kind of day you just want to forget. When that happens, what's your gut reaction? Your honest-to-goodness first thought? Because that answer, oh man, it reveals just about everything.
Okay, let's paint a picture. Let's say you're in a class you actually love, but you just bombed the midterm. You got a C+. Then you walk outside and yep, there's a parking ticket on your car. So you call your best friend to vent, and they totally brush you off. In that moment, what's the story you tell yourself?
Well, here's the crazy part. That reaction you have, it's not random at all. It's pretty much dictated by one single fundamental belief you hold about yourself. And this one belief, it creates two completely different worlds, two completely different mindsets. And here they are. These are the two mindsets that literally shape our reality. On one hand, you've got the fixed mindset. This is the belief that your qualities, your intelligence, your personality are basically carved in stone. You've got what you've got, and that's that. But then, on the other hand, you have the growth mindset. This is built on the idea that your qualities can be grown, they can be cultivated through your own efforts. So living with a fixed mindset is kind of like being on trial 24/7. If you believe your talent is a fixed thing, then every single task becomes a verdict on you. Am I going to succeed or am I going to fail? Will I look smart or will I look dumb? This creates this constant nagging urgency to prove yourself over and over, because if you fail at something, you feel like you are a failure. Now, the growth mindset, that's a whole different ballgame. It's not about proving yourself. It's about improving yourself. And look, this isn't some fantasy that anyone can just become Einstein. It's the powerful idea that your true potential is actually unknowable. And that simple shift changes everything. It turns a need for approval into a real passion for learning, for stretching yourself, and for sticking with problems because they're hard. So here is where it gets really, really interesting. Let's see how these beliefs completely transform the meaning of failure and success. We're going to go back to that really bad day and see how these two mindsets create two totally different realities from the exact same set of facts. So for someone with a fixed mindset, that C+, that ticket, that phone call, it feels catastrophic. The inner voice is brutal. It says things like, I'm a total failure, or I'm a loser. These events are seen as a direct measurement of their worth. It feels like a final judgment, and the result is often just paralysis. But for someone with a growth mindset, the reaction is completely different. Their inner voice says something like, okay, I need to try way harder in this class, or, you know what, I've got the whole semester to pull this grade up. They don't label themselves. Sure, they might feel down, but they're ready to face the challenge head on. This right here, this is the absolute core of it all. It's all about the language. In the fixed mindset, an action, I failed, gets twisted into an identity, I am a failure. Do you see the difference? It's like a life sentence. But in the growth mindset, failure stays what it is, an action, an event. Yeah, it might sting, but it's not a verdict. It's just a data point, something you can learn from. And the way they see effort is just as black and white. For the fixed mindset, having to put in effort is almost embarrassing. The logic is, hey, if I were truly talented, this would just be easy. So working hard actually makes you doubt your own ability. But for the growth mindset, effort is everything. It's not the enemy of talent, it's what ignites talent. It's the very thing that makes you smarter. Now, this isn't just a theory for dealing with bad days. Let's see how it plays out in the high-stakes world of sports, where we all love to talk about the natural-born athlete. Let's look at two legends. John McEnroe was the classic fixed mindset. He had this unbelievable natural talent, and he thought that was the whole story. So he hated to practice and would often just melt down when a match didn't go his way. And then you have Michael Jordan. He knew his legendary success wasn't just physical gifts. That was just the starting block. I mean, we all think of Michael Jordan as the ultimate natural, right? But he wasn't. He was famously cut from his high school varsity team. Can you even imagine? He was devastated. But he didn't quit. He took his mom's advice and just started working. He'd leave the house at 6 in the morning every single day to practice. He was probably the hardest working athlete ever. As one coach said, he was a genius who constantly wants to upgrade his genius.
And this isn't just about sports. Think about test pilots, a field that's all about having the right stuff. Well, the legend himself, Chuck Yeager, said there's no such thing as a natural-born pilot. His point? The best pilots are the best because they fly more than everyone else. Greatness is always built. It's never just born.
Okay, so this is all great, but how do we get there? How can we actually build this mindset in ourselves and in the people around us? Well, here's the best news of all. Your mindset isn't permanent. It can be changed.
You can boil it down to 3 practical steps. First, start to embrace challenges. See them as opportunities to grow, not as threats to avoid. Second, shift your focus to the process. Celebrate the effort, the hard work, the strategies you tried, not just the final grade. And third, and this one's my favorite, add one tiny 3-letter word to your vocabulary.
That word is yet, and it changes everything. Think about it. When you say, I'm not good at this, it sounds like a final judgment, a dead end. But when you say, I'm not good at this yet, well, that's a promise. It puts you on a journey. It acknowledges that you're on a learning curve, not stuck at a brick wall.
And how we talk to others, especially kids, is absolutely critical. The research here is mind-blowing. Praising intelligence, saying, "You're so smart," actually pushes kids into a fixed mindset. When those same kids were later faced with a hard problem, they rejected it. And get this, nearly 40% of them lied about their scores. But when you praise the process, wow, you must have worked really hard on that. You foster a growth mindset. You build resilience.
Ultimately, this whole thing comes down to one single, incredibly powerful idea. The ultimate message of the growth mindset is that a person's true potential is unknown and maybe even unknowable. It is just impossible to see what someone can accomplish with years of passion, hard work, and training. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. If your true potential really is unknowable, then the only way to find its limits is to push them. So, what challenge are you going to take on? What new skill will you learn? What will you do, starting today, to go out and discover what you're truly capable of?